Back on the Newsfeed PM, thanks for staying on. More than 20 women's identities are under investigation after their ID documents were found with the main suspect in the murder of a 30-year-old Olorato Mongale. Philangenkosi Makhanya was shot dead during a police operation in Amanzimtoti on Friday. He's linked to multiple serious crimes, including murder, robbery, and kidnapping. To unpack this further, we're joined now by Chet Thomas, IRS forensic investigator. Chet, good to have you once again on the Newsfeed PM. Stolen identities and, I suppose, criminal operations, the two do go together.
Oh, most definitely. A stolen identity can be used to give an identity of sorts to an undocumented foreigner, but worse off is the fact that criminal syndicates are buying stolen identities so that they can use them in the execution of other crimes, such as creating money mule accounts or even opening credit accounts with various companies. So it's a very sad situation. Somebody's robbed, they lose their identity, and then their identity gets used and they're victimized for a second time.
Could it be that these are also, I suppose, used as information to lure these ladies into such traps?
Look, there's so many different ways that they're luring people in respect of express kidnappings, for other more heinous crimes like rape, as well as to involve people in trafficking. Taking their IDs during the execution of a robbery could be to send a message to that person that if they try to pursue the matter by going to the authorities, etc., they know exactly who you are and they can find out where you stay and who your family is. But I think it's more likely that these identities are stolen so that they can be on-sold to syndicates for use as money mule accounts or for credit.
Can the police use these identity documents, supposed to solve this crime and link them, I suppose, to people that can certainly help them solve this crime and maybe many other activities or criminal activities that these ID documents could have been involved in?
Most definitely. They can use those identity numbers with those particulars to search the CAS system to see who opened cases. And they can then locate those particular women. And we hope that the majority of those women are still safe and alive. And they'll then be able to close various cases around the country. We know that the syndicate was operating on a countrywide basis and targeting a lot of people, primarily young women. So it'll be very interesting to see what comes of this. And I think we will have an update from SAPS during the course of the week to say they have been in touch with some of these women and they have found that they had opened cases and they'd found it on the CAS system.
So the question that's emerging now is whether or not more needs to be done, I suppose, at a personal level to protect our identity documents.
Look, we're in a country that is flooded with illegal immigrants, people who are undocumented, people who have come over our borders. Some of them have nefarious reasons for being here. We are taught now to carry our identities in case we are stopped at a roadblock, in case we are stopped for any particular reason. Nobody wants to be caught up in a raid and there's a mistaken identity. That is why we have our identity documents. Everything in our life in South Africa revolves around our identity number. We see that Home Affairs is moving towards a more digitized system, which is going to be great. Once that system's in place, we're going to, of course, not have to carry our identities around with us the way we are now, but we're not at that stage yet. And it's still critical for South Africans to be able to identify themselves. So you have to keep it secure. But if you're in the midst of an armed robbery, there's no way you can prevent them from taking that from you.
Chet, appreciate your time. Thank you very much for your intervention. That's Chet Thomas there, IRS forensic investigator.